Welcome to day 3 of our sew along. Today we're going to attach our pockets that we made yesterday onto our lining fabric. So the first pocket we're going to do is pocket 1, which had the divide. We're going to line it up with one edge of your lining. Now you need to hold this in place. Wonder clips are great because you can just clip onto the trims. You can also use a paper clip which holds them nicely. You can use pins, but when you use pins you have to pin it on the vinyl like 1/8 of an inch, because any holes you put in to the vinyl need to be covered by your seam allowance, otherwise there'll be holes forever. So I quite like the Wonder clips, but if you haven't got them, then pins and a paper clip will work. So the first thing we're going to do is sew this trim on either side through to the lining. I've still got my zipper foot on. I'm just going to use the zipper foot as a guide. Just take this slowly. When you get to the top trim, you need to visually allow, give yourself some sewing in threads so you can sew it through into the back. Take the paper clip off, or the clip, and sew the other side. It'll sound quite clunky because you're going through quite a few layers. There you go. Trim off those ends. Those will need to be sewn in later. So then you're going to take pocket 2, and that's going to fit onto your trim, onto the pocket 1 zip. And what you must do is line up your edges so that everything is level. And again, you can hold that in place. And what I like to do is just run a line of glue onto my zip tape. Press down firmly, and then sew that one exactly the same. Close to the edge. And what you just need to do then is to check that your zip will work. Right, so now we're going to sew on pocket 3. So again, run your glue stick along the zipper tape. Press on the pocket again. Again, not too close to the zip that you can't open it, but close enough that it's nice and neat. And then we're going to sew down the unsewn part of the trim. turn it. So what we've effectively done is by sewing the trims down, we've made our pockets. With this last pocket is obviously still needs attaching, so we're going to sew down the last unsewn trim onto the lining. And what you must do is clip that in so that that pocket stays nice and flat to your lining. And that's the 3 pockets attached. You take off the clips. And now we're going to add on the pencil pocket. So you're going to place this so that the raw edges all match and your nicely folded top stitched is facing inwards. I'm just going to clip this. And I'm going to stick a few pins along the folded edge just to keep the pocket flat and from shifting. Now, this next stage is the most important. You must move your zipper pulls into the middle. Out of the way. We're going to sew all the way around the edge now to attach the outside of the pockets to the lining. We're going to do this with an 1/8 of an inch seam right on the edge because we don't want the stitching to be shown when we sew our binding on. Now you must take this very steady because what we're going to do is effectively sew over the teeth of your zip. So I'm going to start. I'm going to use my zipper foot again because again I can get nice and close to the edge. Use it as a guide. Lengthen your stitch. This will just keep everything stable for when we add it to the quilted outer lining. You can do it in one, just turn, keep sewing. So just take it steady over the teeth. It's quite important to do this stage so that nothing shifts, so don't miss it out. Come up to the part of the zip that has got it's loose, just hold them together so that you don't get any ripples in the zip. And there you go. So now we can cut off your excess zipper tape, and this is why I find it easier to use a longer zip, because you're not fighting the zipper pull at any point. So use a very sharp pair of scissors and just nip them off level with your lining. And that is your lining done.